comes the story of the hurricane. The man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put him in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world.
The Democrats are plotting through legislation assassination. They're going to plan to legally kill Trump. They say it, okay? They say it. Now let's begin, all right, with the various times when Democrats have openly, through a microphone, talked about killing Trump, including, but not limited to, the first day Trump was in office. So Trump had been in office 24 hours, and on the National Mall, this happens.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Yeah, okay. Thought a lot about blowing up the White House, says one of the most famous pop stars on planet Earth. Just a few blocks from the White House. Did anything happen to her? Any knocks from the Secret Service? Any of the FBI coming to kick down Madonna's door? Like that's a far bigger, more direct threat than the tens of thousands of people on January 6th. But yeah, sure. Madonna getting not only that, like Slay Queen, like everyone applauds her. I've thought about blowing up the White House. Now, let's move on to the direct action. Here's a story from February 2020, when a man walked right up to the Secret Service of the White House and said, "I'm going to kill Trump." He brandished a knife, walked straight up to the Secret Service and said, "I'm here to kill Donald Trump." And the man, thankfully, was arrested by Secret Service. It was a Florida man outside of the White House on Saturday, threatened to assassinate Trump. This man approached Secret Service officers and said, "I am here to assassinate Trump," he said, according to CNN, reading from a Metropolitan Police Department report. The Secret Service says at no point was Trump in danger, thankfully, because there's big fences outside of the White House. But this man's plan was to take his knife, which they then found on his person, and to kill Trump. And he straight up said it. This happens all the time and continues to happen. That's just random crazy guy. What about state actors? There are a lot of nations that would probably like for Donald Trump to die. Iran is one of them. Remember Donald Trump killed their general and effectively put Iran back into the 7th century. Check this out. FBI is hunting for Iran's would-be assassin who targeted Trump. Oh, so Iran is paying for people to go kill Trump. There's literally, can we scroll down through the article here? There's a FBI flyer that says, "Hey, we got a guy. Here's his name, Majid. Good old Majid is an Iranian agent who's paying for assassins to go kill Trump and Trump officials." This is the FBI saying, "Hey, please help us out. We got assassinations, like people coming for our president." This is a state actor. State actors have lots of cash and capital, resources, espionage tactics to get things sorted out and to get things figured out. And this is our own FBI saying this. So I only say that, obviously not to saber rattle, fear monger or whatever. I say that to put into stark relief the constant threat that Donald Trump is under, and pretty much every president's under. Okay, right? So you would never argue, no matter what I think of Joe Biden or Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, and I think they're horrible. I think they're wrecking the country, and I think they're all of those men have committed heinous crimes against humanity. Right? Donald, Barack Obama drone strike murdered an American citizen, a 16-year-old kid without trial. Just killed him. Just killed him. Nobody even asks questions about that. Bill Clinton, go read the Epstein files. If you care about what Bill Clinton did. But yeah, crimes against humanity, man. Anyway, I would never argue that they don't need Secret Service protection because there's horrible people living in the world. But Democrats are now arguing that Donald Trump must lose his Secret Service protection if he ever goes to jail. Is this the plot? They could jail Donald Trump today, and at as we speak, there is legislation in the House to strip Donald Trump of Secret Service when he goes to prison. If he goes to prison. If he goes to prison. So if Democrats are able to concoct this thing, they're going to take away his Secret Service, so Donald Trump will just be in the public prison environment. Got it? Let's read. Prominent House Democrat has introduced new legislation that would strip felons of Secret Service protection, specifically mentioning former President Donald Trump, in case you're wondering who this is about. Mississippi Representative Benny Thompson, the guy who ran the January 6th sham investigation, ranking member of the House Committee on Homeland Security, is bringing forth something called the Disgraced Act, which would terminate Secret Service protection for individuals convicted of state or local felonies. Trump, who's first of 4 criminal trials involving hush money payments and alleged falsified records prior to the 2016 federal election, specifically mentioned by Thompson, somebody whose protection privileges will be affected if he is found guilty. So the bill pertains to people who are punishable in terms of imprisonment of at least 1 year, and this is a way to strip Donald Trump of Secret Service. So this is effectively the way to ensure the Donald Trump assassination. They're doing it. They're doing it right in front of our own faces. They're doing it in front of our own eyes. Hey, Alex, can you grab that CNN clip of all the Secret Service agents? That CNN clip of all those Secret Service agents fighting off the leftist horde? We have the clip. Like, we can show you what actually happened in the real insurrection on May the 20th at the White House. I would know because I was there. My office at the time was just up the road, and I walked by these people. I watched these people attack Secret Service, attack the cops, violently, viciously burn down buildings at the White House. We can just do this as a play-beside. Burn down buildings at the White House with the sole intent of killing Donald Trump. They said so. They attacked. So there's over 100 Secret Service officers injured to fight off the left-wing orcs who attacked the White House, burned down buildings with their stated goal of killing Donald Trump. It was all caught on CNN's cameras. You can see the officers fighting here, ladies and gentlemen, as, again, the orcs attempted to assassinate Trump. This is while he was in the White House. And now they want to take Donald Trump's Secret Service away for the stated goal of letting probably elements that are far worse than these people who are actively on your screen fighting Secret Service. They, like, these people, they want to let Donald Trump, they want to throw Donald Trump to these people. But arguably criminally worse. The MS-13 gang members that Donald Trump locked up, yeah, they want Donald Trump to be in that public prison environment. Look at them fight the Secret Service. This is what they want to strip Donald Trump of. This protection. This is the plan. This is obviously the plan. Tucker Carlson has stated multiple times that the goal is to assassinate Trump. I just didn't know how they'd strategically play it out. Here's Tucker.
What do you think the future holds? Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him, they called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times. And every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can't reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? They have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him.
So far be it for us to question Tucker. But we can just put the pieces together here on the table. Donald Trump violates gag order, gets thrown in jail. Democrats strip him of Secret Service through legislation, and there's your legalized Trump assassination by legislation. There you go. That's your plan. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Again, I think that Bill Clinton, the living Democrat presidents, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, that all of them are criminals, and I think that all of them should be convicted. I think that they've committed crimes against humanity, among many other things, unspeakable crimes. Bill Clinton, the Epstein documents, the victims of Epstein say Bill Clinton liked him young. That's what they said. Those are in the court documents. Those are public records. That's what people heard during the non-trial trial with Epstein. That's what they said. Sorry if that offends you, but that's what the victims said. Believe all women, right? Right. Madonna was speaking at the Women's March with the Believe All Women with her pussy hat on. I wonder if she believes that woman. Somebody should ask Madonna. Great thing to ask. We asked Alex Jones about the assassination. Alex Jones has been shockingly right about some of the darkest, most horrifying days in American history. And Alex Jones said this to us a few weeks ago about a pending Donald Trump assassination.
The controlled left does that nobody watches or listens to really anymore that has an IQ above room temperature. They're like, oh, yeah, someone will kill Trump. Ridiculous. That assassination is part of statecraft throughout history. And if they have somebody kill Trump, that can create division between left and right. And then also, I think if they do kill Trump, they're going to kill Biden or try. And then that makes Biden a liability, a martyr. And so, yeah, I if you look at the trajectory of everything they're doing failing and it getting more cartoonesque by the day, I think it is in the cards. They got the hit teams ready. Believe me, the deep state has got teams ready to kill Trump, ready to kill Biden. Will they do it by poison? Will they shoot him in the public? They may go the poison route, or they may just go spectacular public execution, claim a left-winger did it, then claim, Trump supporters did a truck bomb in response.
These sick monsters. And we say sick monsters, they're proud of being sick monsters. These people are despicable. The only time that they were ever called out to their faces about being friends of Epstein was Ricky Gervais at the Oscars. A Oscars host, actually, from the year 2024, a guy just hosted the Oscars, Jimmy Kimmel, literally just did a live-action role play on his show of how Trump would die in prison. Yup, that's right. In case you're wondering how much of a psychosexual fantasy this is for these people, here it is. Guy just hosted the Oscars. Here he is.
Okay, so now let's pretend this is his first day of prison, okay? And you guys can come in the area. Hey, everybody, it's me, Donald Trump.
You're gonna roll with me. I got the knife. Don't talk to the police.
Okay. I can't talk to you anymore. Give me a kiss.
No, get away. Grab my pepper spray.
Ah!
We're gonna pull up on this guy.
I love your flesh-colored underwear.
That would not be the right thing to say to someone.
And what are you doing over here?
Kicking your ass.
I told you I would protect him.
Hey, what's going on over here? Hey, get down. Everyone get down.
Get down on the floor, inmate.
Yeah, but I can't get back up.
Donald.
All right, well, what did we learn here?
You got to find someone to protect you, right?
I was going to say we wasted a lot of money on action figures.
So there you go. Donald Trump, action figure, guy with a knife, coming after Trump, stabbing him. This is what's considered comedy on the left, along with what's going on in the courthouse today. Somebody who's not laughing, but somebody who, we couldn't think of a better person to comment on this travesty of justice is the great Mike Davis, founder of the Article 3 Project, and the man responsible for Donald Trump's Supreme Court. Will trials like this end up at the Supreme Court? Well, most likely. Mike Davis joins the show. Mike, the left is engaging in a psychosexual fantasy of putting Trump in jail. It may happen. The judge just said he's gonna ponder whether putting Trump behind bars is what he's gonna do for violating the gag order. And now Democrats are actively trying to strip Donald Trump's Secret Service away. So it seems like assassination via legislation. Maybe I'm reading this wrong.
So let's look at what they're doing here. You have this Soros-funded Manhattan DA, this Democrat DA, Alvin Bragg, bring in these bogus charges against Trump based upon a legal theory that was rejected by the prior Manhattan DA, Cy Vance, the Manhattan U.S. Attorney, the Federal Election Commission, and Alvin Bragg himself, until Matthew Colangelo got deployed from the Biden Justice Department. He was a senior political appointee in the number 3 office to resurrect this zombie case against Trump based upon a bogus legal theory. This is a bookkeeping misdemeanor at best. It's not even a bookkeeping misdemeanor because there's no intent to defraud, but this is a bookkeeping misdemeanor at best that they have transformed into using federal election law and maybe state election law and maybe state tax crimes to turn into this zombie case against Trump, these 34 felonies. And they are before this Manhattan Democrat judge, Juan Merchan, who donated to President Biden in 2020 and donated to another anti-Trump group in 2020. And importantly, whose adult daughter, Lauren Merchan, is a top Democrat campaign consultant who has worked for Biden and Harris and many others. And she has raised $100 million off of this criminal prosecution, this unprecedented criminal trial over which her father is presiding. Judge Merchan clearly has to recuse under New York law, and he's refusing to do that, even after a Clinton judge, a former Clinton judge, federal judge on the Southern District of New York, went on CNN, Caitlin Collins' show on April 5th, and probably stunned Caitlin Collins by saying, yes, Judge Merchan needs to recuse under New York law. He is not recused. And what is Judge Merchan's response? What is Bragg's response? What is Matthew Colangelo's response to Trump raising this clear evidence of a biased prosecutor, a biased judge? Their response is putting this illegal, unconstitutional gag order on a criminal defendant. If there's anyone on the planet who must have the constitutional rights under the First, Sixth, and 14th Amendments to speak out against the judge, against the prosecutor, against their staffs, against the witnesses, against the process, it is a criminal defendant. And that is amplified when you have a criminal defendant who is a presidential candidate, particularly when the law system, the law enforcement, the legal system has been politicized and weaponized against this criminal defendant on so many fronts. This is so unconstitutional what they're doing. This is illegal. It's criminal what they're doing. This is a criminal conspiracy to violate President Trump's and so many others' civil rights and to interfere in the election. And right now, they're not going to face consequences. And all they care about is getting a criminal conviction before November 5th, 2024. They don't care if they get reversed on appeal. Jack Smith proved that with former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell in 2016. He got a bogus conviction of McDonnell, a likely presidential or vice presidential candidate, took him out politically. The Supreme Court reversed unanimously. It was 8-0. It would have been 9-0, but Justice Scalia passed away. It is very hard to get reversed unanimously. It is, it's just impossible for that to happen, but for the fact that Jack Smith is a buffoon, and so is Matthew Colangelo and Alvin Bragg and Fani Willis and Tish James. This is all lawfare against Trump. They only care about interfering in the election by getting a criminal conviction. They don't care if they get reversed by the Supreme Court 2 years from now.
So we've covered with great detail the insanity of this case. And the question that I have for you is, how do we stop it? Right? Like that's a strategic question, right? So it's like, do you just never live in a blue city anymore? Do you not live in a blue state anymore? Like the precedent that's being set is so horrifying. I don't know how anyone could ever live in New York any longer or ever take the Justice Department seriously ever again.
Well, the House Republicans should look. I've been saying this for 2 years that this was going to happen, right? And House Republicans have controlled the House. What the hell have they done? Where are the subpoenas? Where are the appropriations writers to cut off this lawfare and election interference? Where are the oversight hearings? Where the hell is Jim Jordan? Where is the Appropriations Committee? Why have they allowed this to happen. These are Republic ending tactics by these Democrat prosecutors and these Democrat judges and these Democrat hellholes in New York, D.C., and Atlanta. This is driven by Biden. Biden has his fingerprints on all 4 of these criminal prosecutions. Again, Colangelo deployed from the Biden White House, or the Biden Justice Department, the number 3 office in the Biden Justice Department, to resurrect Bragg's zombie case. Jonathan Sue, Biden's deputy White House counsel, waived President Trump's constitutional claim of executive privilege going back 250 years to George Washington. On behalf of Biden, Sue waived Trump's claim of executive privilege. That led to the Mar-a-Lago raid. That led to Jack Smith's 2 indictments, one for presidential records Trump is allowed to have in the office of former president under the Presidential Records Act, and another for January 6th for objecting to a presidential election, which is allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887. Twisting arms politically is allowed by the First Amendment. Democrats are not in jail for objecting to Republican wins in 1968, 2000, 2004, and 2016. And the same thing down in Georgia. Fulton County DA Fannie Willis, Big Fannie, with her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, Nathan Wade, she hired, paid him $250 an hour, $700,000. She had a financial stake, an illegal financial stake. This guy is so stupid, this Nathan Wade. He actually billed the taxpayers his 2 meetings with the Biden White House, including the Biden White House counsel, 16 hours at $250 an hour before Big Fannie brought her dumb indictment against Trump for January 6th. That proves that Biden has his fingerprints on all 4 of these criminal prosecutions. This is obviously lawfare. This is obviously election interference. Where the hell are the House Republicans? Why are they funding this? Why are they allowing this to happen? Why aren't they having oversight hearings? Why aren't they cutting off their appropriations? Why aren't they doing more to stop this, right? And I'll tell you this. This is backfiring spectacularly on these Democrats, thanks to the Article 3 project doing over 3,000 media hits on this since the Mar-a-Lago raid 21 months ago, and constant opinion pieces in social media as the lonely voice out there going on shows like yours, Ben, to get out this message, right? There are going to be consequences when President Trump is back in the White House on January 20th, 2025. This is a criminal conspiracy by these Democrat prosecutors, these Democrat judges, these Democrat witnesses, these Democrat operatives. This is a criminal conspiracy to violate President Trump's civil rights, the civil rights of Walt Nada, the civil rights of 18 co-defendants down in Georgia. And guess what, guys? There is going to be severe legal, political, and financial consequences for this. We're not going to turn the other cheek. They can go to hell.
Yeah, good. Okay, so again, we have the clips of your comments on this show causing multiple MSNBC anchors to piss their pants. They are very, very scared of a acting attorney general, Mike Davis. I continue. We know the problem, right? It's important strategically. We know the problem. How do you prevent the problem? Now, how do you punish people for their acts here? That's the question. How would you do it, Mike?
The left today's left, they're not liberals who love America and just disagree with conservatives on the best way to get there. They're leftist, they're Marxist, they hate America. They're trying to destroy America. They hate free speech. They believe in censorship. They hate equality. They believe in equity. They hate due process. They believe in politicized and weaponized justice and Me Too presumption of guilt. They can go to hell. They need a healthy dose of their own medicine. I call it the dead chicken strategy. They don't respect reason. They only respect power. So they're going to get a healthy dose of power come January 20th, 2025.
Okay, so final question I have for you, and it's kind of the first question I asked you, but you have these clips of Jimmy Kimmel live action role playing Donald Trump getting killed in prison, right? Like they're excited about it. They're excited about it. Benny Thompson comes out and says, we're going to strip Donald. He mentions Trump. He says, we're going to take away his Secret Service. We're going to make sure we put him in jail, and we're going to take away his Secret Service. Elon Musk called it assassination via legislation, and they're being quite open about it. What happens if Donald Trump goes to prison?
If he goes to prison, our country is going to end. These are republic-ending tactics. The American people are not going to accept that Democrat prosecutors and Democrat judges and Democrat witnesses and Democrat jurors and Democrat holes like New York, D.C., and Atlanta get to decide the presidential election. these they don't want to cross this Rubicon, because you know what, there will be the most severe legal, political, and financial consequences they can ever imagine.
Mike, we know that you are one of the very few fighters out there, and it's remarkable because you've been the lone voice crying out about this, and you've been right. You have been right, and we never, ever go back on a promise that we've made to you. And last time you were on the program, we said we promised, one, that we would tell everyone to follow you on X, and then two, that avatar potentially needs to change. And so we've made you a new avatar for your X profile, which is actually just a photograph. I think it's a photograph that I took of you when you were working in the Senate for Chuck Grassley, and getting votes for Donald Trump's Supreme Court. And this is another one, just a potential, just one for, just a potential, got the chess piece and everything set up. I think this is you on a Saturday night back in Iowa, but it's, this is, again, like these are just photos for my iPhone roll, but would make great avatars.
I look pretty jacked there. I'll take it. So if I lost about 30 pounds and started working out again, I would look like that.
Everybody go and follow Mike, obviously, on X. Here's his account. The Article 3 Project, such an important organization and such an important vector for us to get truth out there about this lawfare. And Mike's quite literally been the first guy through the wall and the only guy through the wall on this issue. So support Mike.
Thank you, Ben.
God bless you, Mike. We'll send you those avatars.